Hey everybody. So here is something that I picked up just recently. I don't know why. I've been a little bit on a vintage kick lately. I don't have too many vintage quote unquote ceiling fans in the collection here. But and I coincidentally I don't really have very many antique Emerson ceiling fans in the collection either. Except two that I can think of, but not much more than that. Anyhow, here is a Casablanca, and until I talked to Tom Frampton at Fanimation, who was one of the original members of Casablanca and was working there when this fan was made, I didn't really know much about it. Um, so, it is a Casablanca, and it's a pretty early one. The model number says CB, and Tom says that it is called their Victorian, although there are later Casablanca Victorians, but this is a pretty early one. He thinks it was made around late 1974 or 1975. And it is modeled on an Emerson, either a CF20 or a CF24. I'm not very clear which. But as Casablanca loves to do, they patterned the fan and used various parts from different manufacturers. And like I said, I don't have too many Casablancas in the collection. You're looking over here at the Broadway Limited they made, which was a reproduction of the 1905 Dayton Standard, which has oak leaf designs cast all over it, and is a DC motor ceiling fan. So that's the only other Casablanca I had in the collection, and I just got it because it was a pretty faithful reproduction of the Dayton Standard, and I kind of have had it for a long time, and I just recently just decided to fix it because it had been kind of broken. So, and then this cropped up, and I kind of thought, well, okay, that'd be kind of interesting. So, so it is their first standalone electric motor fan, and Tom said it's kind of unusual because it's brass and white, which I guess wasn't a very standard color combination for them to make back, for Casablanca to make back then. We also know it's early because it has no Underwriter's Laboratory label anywhere on the motor of the fan, but it does have a City of Los Angeles Building and Safety sticker on it right there. So that's kind of an interesting touch. It's serial number 3027. I don't know when they started, what number they actually started counting at. But there is one UL sticker, and it is right there. And that just refers to the light fixture, I believe. But anyway, so I like the castings on the fan, and in particular, I kind of really like this light ball. I call it a light ball, and this light ball is kind of interesting. So clearly, this is a very early Casablanca because this light ball is cast out of, well, the whole fan, the castings top and bottom too are sand cast aluminum, but the ball is cast out of aluminum too, and it is a very faithful reproduction of the Dayton Standard light switch ball that would have gone under the fan like that. So this originally was part of the Dayton's original design for this fan. And I also think it's kind of interesting because it's interesting that on later Casablanca models, what they would do is they had a more cylindrical switch housing that was very plain, and then they took just this part without the fancy cutouts here that were actually, so they weren't cut out, they were solid, but they had this detail. And they used just this for the bottom of it, and then a very plain cylinder-shaped switch housing on top. So it wasn't really a full ball. On later Casablanca fans, it wasn't a full ball like this, with the top and the bottom in this full, nice, detailed relief. So that kind of sets us a little bit apart. This fan is, I'm told, is a gear motor drive fan. It's got 1 speed. Maybe it had 2 speeds if you had it set up that way. The original Emerson design didn't have a hub like this, so this is their own creation to design. But this little plate here pulls down like that, and it's got these little spring clips. And you can see down there the Dayton gear motor drive fan motor that drives the hub via the small belt and pulley situation. And I guess these were not really meant to be practical fans, practical in the sense of like quote-unquote real. They weren't meant to turn at really fast speeds. They were only meant to turn at slow speeds. And so I guess restaurants love these. Well, I just kind of wanted to know if it would run. So I hooked it up to some power and turn that on. And so first would be the light, like they usually like to do. And then if you pull the switch again, there you go. So I'm not sure how many RPM that actually is, but I think it's about 20 or 25 or something, maybe a little more. I'm told these could also have a 50 RPM speed. Not like that's any sort of, record breaker. So, and you can kind of hear the whine of the motor, so it's not exactly a quiet fan. You pull the chain one more time and you get the fan and the light. And then off. So that's kind of nice that it works. It was a pretty complete fan. It came with the motor and the light stems, and it came with these 4 glass shades. It does not have the center globe, and it came with these blades here, which are patterned. The brackets are patterned after the Robbins & Myers model A, B, H, and I think they also did K brackets with this same kind of design. Anyway, so kind of a nice little vintagey early Casablanca fan to add to the collection. I don't know if I'll ever get it hung up to demonstrate, but if I do, maybe it'd be nice to find a way to quiet down that motor there. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and if I get it hung up, I'll make another video of it in action. Oh, I forgot to say, it did come with this spiral down rod, but no ceiling canopy, so I'll have to do a little more work to find something that will fit it. Thanks for watching.